Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a lunar eclipse reading, more focus on an energy that has just peaked. And because it is an eclipse, it will have a resonance for up to 6 months on either side of this September event. And as many of you know, there is a solar eclipse that will be following this lunar eclipse. So this is an intense portal and an opportunity for us to look during this lunar eclipse time more deeply at our own unconscious energies, the way that they are directing and controlling our thoughts, actions, words without our conscious consent or involvement in a way that we can become more mindful of. Your overall energy for this reading is the Devil. And this is occurring to me as an opportunity that you have at this time to do something in a very traditional way. This more conventional role or approach to a role or opportunity is a temptation based on the way that you have learned your trade, skill, or the path that you've climbed to obtain this position of control or authority. This most assuredly is around your work, your professional status, your job that you puts you out in the public in some way. But this is an opportunity for you to consider if you're going to move forward in the way that you have in the past. In the Five of Columns is showing the struggle, the debate within you. And because you've come to learn your craft, your tools, your field of activity in a conventional way, perhaps as part of a very traditional model, you have conformed to the part you have to play, but you are very clear that part of your mandate is to challenge the way things have been done, challenge the business as usual model. And I feel like this is something that is culminating at this point, an opportunity, a place for you to step forward and clarify your goals, your process, your method of what feels like greater inclusion of those you work with and for. I'm going to pull a Seed and Sickle Oracle to get us started here. And out pops the Blackthorn. I will take this on top, and it is number 40, which reduces down to a 4, which is the Empress. The Emperor is very much about being in control of our own resources and responses to opportunities and challenges. So I do feel that you have come to a place where you are owning this opportunity as an expression of your principles, your goals, your vision. And it reads, my counting, here we go, Buckthorn. You know where you're going, you've got a plan in place, and everything feels like it's on course. But with the appearance of Blackthorn comes icy hailstorms. Closely linked to Gaelic, goddess of winter, the Blackthorn is a tree of strife that has a different idea of what's best for you. An unexpected change is coming your way, ready to interrupt even your best laid plans. Stay on your feet and be ready to react quickly. One wrong step will see you swept away, but if you're canny and heed this warning, you may still come out on top. This is such a powerful message that I am going to read the other text. As many of you may know, the Seed and Sickle is broken up into 2 guidebooks, one for our own personal awareness and one for how we are internalizing the lessons that we are experiencing. Blackthorn in the Dusk guidebook reads, an old woman stands in the woods, her back bent, a raven on her shoulder, and a staff of blackthorn holding her up. Despite her fragile appearance, this is Kaliak, the guardian of ancient woodlands. People may underestimate you, but you know the true power that lurks within, especially when you are surrounded by people and places that you love. Don't let others' opinions take away your confidence in your own abilities. Yeah, this is a powerful moment for you, I feel. I do believe that there is a mantle of leadership that is being thrust upon you, and you are considering how best to align your principles, your vision with this opportunity. In the 10th house, we have the Oracle of Vessels, which is like the Page of Cups. So this is a lovely counterpoint to this opportunity that feels very heavy and serious, and as though you are facing down an expectation of a lot of hard work. Instead, what you are doing in this place is you're opening up your heart, you're opening up your imagination, your creativity in order to align this opportunity with a way in which you are expressing something that you think will better cohere the team, the group, allow for greater participation, one that allows the members of your team, your organization, your community, even your family to find their own emotional strength and comfort, to work from a place where they know that they are gifted as you are taking this opportunity to do so yourself. So this is coming from our gifts, coming from our connection with the divine, flowing with the opportunity in a lighthearted, playful, joyful way. In the first house, the Queen of Discs is about the Knight of Pentacles. So this is the energy, the practical energy that you are applying to this opportunity. You are looking at the way your responsibilities are defined. You're taking that seriously, and you're putting in place a very clear and simple procedure that you and all members of your team can and will follow. One of the main principles is that you are equal to all members on your team. You employ all assistants, workers, supporters, co-workers as peers, as collaborators. In the 4th house of your home, your soul, your family, the 10 of columns is describing the serious consideration that you are giving to your responsibilities and obligations in this role. This role may not be actually new in some ways. It depends on your situation, but it can be some responsibility or role you are standing in for. And even as a part of that, you are carefully understanding what your obligations to self are, what this opportunity represents. And it represents for many of you a huge change in the way that you go about things, in the way that you understand your foundation. You're shifting the sense that your responsibility has to be something laborious, something heavy, something serious, something that is physically and emotionally exhausting, draining. You're challenging that, and you're opening up to this idea of you're embodying your experience as a signature, a model for the way that all members can participate. And that is from this place of creativity, imagination, gifts, the things that we are each good at being our entry point into the work that we do, the way that we contribute most holistically. In the seventh house of significant others, the Six of Discs is the Six of Pentacles. And this indeed indicates that your relationships are working. Your understanding of the way that you exchange energy is very balanced and grounded. So you are in the midst of developing contracts with all of your significant others, and that includes not only team members, it can be a public, it can be clients or customers, but it is this idea that contracts reflect your desire. And that desire is something that you understand must be agreed upon, must be and can be negotiated. As you grow, as situations and circumstances change, that contract can change as long as it is tacitly spelled out and agreed to. And this feels as though you are in complete harmony with your own vision, your own understanding of what is good for you, being also good for others. I'm going to ask if this reading is resonating with you so far to like this video, share this with others if you think it could be helpful for them, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I always love your comments. No matter how brief, your appreciations are warmly received by me. And it helps me to know that I am supported by you in growing my channel. So thank you so much for supporting something that I love. In the first house, I'm going to clarify the Queen of Discs, or the Knight of Pentacles. And with the Knight of Pentacles, there's a repeat and the Four of Cups. So I love it. This is really a confirmation that you are taking your time, stepping back and applying your most practical skills. You're sorting out what isn't needed, what works for you, sharing that with others as a way to expand on the understanding of what it is you're all working for collectively. So there is a sense that you have worked so diligently as part of a team, not necessarily as the leader of a team, but you take seriously the opportunity to innovate new ways to work, practice your personal opportunities to find the thing that works well for you, find the support that helps you, that sees you, that recognizes your talent, your right to be where you are. And this is something that you're trying to share with others, no matter where they are on the team, what their responsibility or role is. You are introducing a process that will help any individual identify the best support needed to do their job well. And this is something that you are enlisting your team or the team you're on, whether you lead it or not, to follow this very practical method that yields results, that privileges the results you have, and allows you to measure your success by how accessible, how useful is this to your clients, your audiences, your students, the public that you're interfacing with and that you're working on behalf of. The 10 of columns, the 10 of wands, and the fourth house is clarified by the Temperance card and the 5 of pentacles. Yeah, it feels to me like you are working very hard to change the way that you have been defined or seen by others. And this is because you're trying to improve upon the circumstances that have been familiar to you, that have conditioned your life experiences. This can be a perceived climb out of poverty or out of a sense of lack, recognizing that as you develop skills, your opportunities expand in ways that were not imagined earlier in your life. So this is you knowing where to find the support that you need, knowing where your ideas are valued, uh, and really investing in the work that you do as being able to speak for your capacity. And this is part of your healing, part of your understanding the work that you choose and why, and the responsibilities you own, the control you take over your own reality. So there is an impression here of your work towards that emperor energy, that owning your life, that being sovereign, understanding that you are the architect of your world, your reality, your experience. In the seventh house, the Six of Discs is clarified by the Seven of Swords. These cards are thick. And the Eight of Wands. Nice. Okay, we have a 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I like the progression. We also have a 10 thrown in here for good measure, and a 5 underneath the deck. I believe this 5, it's different 5. Okay, so change you're absolutely working on, changes within yourself. As part of the contracts that you are creating, the balance that you are achieving in your relationships, you understand that you have quite possibly internalized a lot of negative feedback, criticism, judgment, and that you are working hard to let go of that. And what you're replacing that with are the sense of recognition, this being seenness, this visibility that is attracting invitations and offers to you. And so your opportunities are not solo. I feel as though the more you do, the more you express your idea about the way a vision can be shaped, the way in which you can be working productively with others, the more others would like to see you have input in their activities, their projects, on their teams. So this is an interesting turn. I feel like whatever your success where you are, or even lack of success or frustration, you are being seen as a change maker by others. And others want your input. They want your thoughts. They certainly want your connections to the bigger ideas, to the vision that you hold. This feels like it is prescient that you are able to sort through and step back from a complicated machinery that can be the organization itself and simplify it. Look at things that are outdated, that are not effective, that take up space, in favor of those things that allow you to stay up to date, to be abreast of current changes, and to innovate as an organic process in whatever group, project, or team that you're a part of. The 10th house, the Oracle of Vessels, which is also the Page of Cups, is clarified by the Three of Cups and the Emperor. There it is. I've been feeling this energy throughout the reading that you are, in fact, in a place of supreme self-mastery now. Self-mastery is something that has to be worked at every day, just as our success, our love, the support that you have in the world, and you have a lot of support in your efforts to change things up. You're getting a lot of emotional resonance with those that you're speaking to, those that you work with, that are understanding what you're attempting to promote. This is also almost like a leadership by popular demand is what's coming to mind. And the Emperor is, again, in my mind, a very advanced expression of leadership. In other words, it doesn't look the way the devil looks. It doesn't look according to tradition or convention. You don't need to impose your will upon others. You understand how much more efficient it is to respond in the way that you understand platforms lifts up your strengths, and you want to support others in finding that same key to productivity, efficiency, pursuing a vision, a larger plan. I'm going to finish up this amazing reading with a Yogic Path Oracle. That did not flip, so yeah. And of course, I read these cards from the guidebook of Sahara Rose, and I pulled Bhakti. And Bhakti is these don't have numbers in a way that it's interesting. Shakti. Oh, Bhakti. I'm sorry. It's Bhakti, not Shakti. And it is devotion. You have begun walking on the path of devotion. You are devoted to something greater than yourself, your body, your possessions, or your desires. This dedication is to the divine. Now's the time to ask yourself, when do I feel close to divine? What does divinity mean to me? Paths to bhakti include kirtan, devotional mantras, meditations and prayers to gods and goddesses, offering service to those in need, and spending time in nature. The selfless path of bhakti takes you to the greatest ecstasy of all, the bliss of devoting yourself to spirit. This is so lovely. So thank you for this. If you enjoyed this content, there's more content for you to check out here. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And until next time, Gemini, namaste.